Oh boy. Huh? What'd you say? What you say?
What?
Girl?
He was like post like this when she was dying.
Oh, the original's better. The OG's where it's at.
Huh?
I said the OG's where it's at.
Ew. Oh my god. Oh
All right. Nearly 10 years has gone by. Fire! 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 Uh, ma. Get to work. Do you remember when we started our family? I hate that sound. I hate that freaking sound. Okay, how about in videos where people type on keyboards?
love it.
No, you don't. You don't. You don't. Like when they go, "Oh, let me check that out." Oh yeah, just you pick it up so you can drop it again. Hi, my name is Mel. I just like to drop things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You're messing around. But there's a documentary called Don't Beep with Cats, right? Have you seen that, by the way? Have you seen that? Have you seen that? Great documentary. But like the cutscenes, they like do like clacking on the keyboard, and it's like, what are you doing? Who raised you to think that was okay?
Who raised you?
Yeah, who raised you and said, you know what, let's clack on the keyboard? But it was like such a good documentary. Did we already talk about this?
Huh?
Did we talk about this already?
What?
No, I was talking to a friend this morning about it. Oh, it's weird.
What?
Oh, it just came up twice. Yeah, Don't Beep with Cats documentary. Have you seen that? Probably not. You're too. You know what else I hadn't considered?
What?
How am I gonna get the props on?
Huh?
How am I gonna get the props on?
I don't know what you said.
I don't want to do this. I wish it was just done. I
I
don't.
said it wasn't hard.
It's not hard. I'm just like, it's not a fly, man. I felt the same way with RC cars too. Building is part of the fun. Yeah, your first two of them, not your 100th or 10,000th one. They would announce like a new version of no.
This is just something a little personal I like to do. If you want to do this too, use 65 millimeters for the 5-inch version.
Oh my god.
And if you want to do this for the 7-inch, use 125 millimeters long heat shrink for the back arms and 85 millimeters long heat shrink for the front arms. This is how it looks with the larger 7-inch motors and the 5-inch motors over here. We're ready to mount the motors to our frame. You repeat that for the rest of the motors. That is all the motors heat shrunk for the 5-inch. Again, heat shrink doesn't come with the kit. This is just something a little personal I like to do. If you want to do this too, use 65 millimeters for the 5-inch version. And if you want to do this for the 7-inch, use 125 millimeters long heat shrink for the back arms and 85 millimeters long heat shrink for the front arms. This is how it looks with the larger 7-inch motors and the 5-inch motors over here. We're ready to mount the motors to our frame. Use the socket head M3x8 screws that come with the kit. And you should use blue thread locker or blue Loctite to mount the motors to the frame. This is highly recommended because it will keep the motor screws from backing out over time due to vibrations. You can just strip it on. I like to tap the screws in the tin because I have a whole tin. I do this quite a lot. If you have a little dropper, you need to put just a drop on the screw. You don't need any more than that. Just a drop is enough.
You're not the main spirit.
Are you talking to me?
Just put one screw at a time, typically in an X pattern when you install the motors.
You've got to be so
Don't torque any of them yet until you get the last one in. Just a drop of Loctite, get the next one in. Now that the 4th screw is in with thread locker, torque them. You don't need a lot of torque, thread locker is doing most of the work. You don't want to strip out the aluminum base of the motor. And in an X pattern, torque them, and that motor is now secured.
Is that you making that noise?
We can repeat that for the rest.
Oh.
Now that all the motors are secured to the frame, we need to hold down the wires
USB
to not
drive?
get cut up by the prop.
What about
You
it?
use zip tie or electrical tape.
USB drive, like, right on top.
To do zip tie, just do it at the end, just slip it on, and for aesthetics, I like to have the head of the zip tie face in and down. Use some pliers to hold them down and straight.
You watch the ring videos.
And then repeat on the flip side to keep it symmetrical. Just route the zip tie through.
Oh, that's why she did it?
Hold
Because if
the
I
wire
don't pick
down,
up, I'm
make
not going
sure
to be the
that
main
it's
character of
in
this movie.
place. After your zip ties are in place, I like to keep.
All right. I'm going to have to use... 65 millimeters. No. Ah. Oh boy.
them symmetrical.
Well, what?
I'm gonna kill this girl. She keeps coming back to that freaking file and keeps copying and pasting. I'm gonna absolutely. Oh, how are you doing that?
All right.
Like this. Again, the head of the zip tie.
I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. We're stressed out. Sometimes a certain smell will take me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from? I'd make a candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell out of it. I'd probably only sell one. Maybe to my brother, cause we have the same nose, same clothes, homegrown, a stone's throw from a creek we used to roam. But it would remind us of when nothing really mattered. Out of student loans and treehouse homes, we all would take the ladder. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly it far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
Used to play pretend bunny. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend bunny. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah.
My body's on the line now. I can't fight this time now. I can feel the light shine on my face. Did I disappoint you? Will they still let me over if I cross the line? Take a seat, but I'd rather you not be here for what could be my final form. Stay your pretty eyes on course. Keep the memories of who I was before. So stay with me because my body's on the line now. I can't fight this time now. I can feel the light shine on my face.
Come with the kit, this is just something a little personal I like to do. Now we can move on to the motors. Now comes mounting the motors to the frame. Normally you would have the wires running across the arm with a zip tie to secure it. I'm going to do something a little bit differently. I'm going to add heat shrink to the motor wires. It's going to make it look a little bit more clean, a little bit more aesthetic. It's not included with the kit. If you want to add something to cover your motor wires, you could use heat shrink or a print or race wire or something else. If you are going to use heat shrink, I find that 6mm heat shrink is good and 65mm in length is good for the 5-inch. If you have the 7-inch, 85mm heat shrink for the front arms and 125mm heat shrink for the back arms. If you want to add heat shrink to the 5-inch, 65mm on the motor wires and all the way to the
you want to
base of
watch
the
it?
motor.
Want to see how it works?
Go ahead and get your heat gun, and while holding the motor
Watch.
wire straight, just put it over the heat gun until the heat shrink shrinks.
Right.
That looks great. It adds a little something more to the aesthetic, and you can repeat that for the rest of the motors. That is
So, see how it's like thick and loose on there? Like this. But
Oh. Oh no.
isn't that cool?
Cool.
Oopsies. Yeah. God dang it. What I get for using a lighter. There we go. Jesus, Jeff, what are you doing? So dumb. So dumb. Shut up, computer. we go. Ow. Shut up.
How do we put the volume up?
On that?
Wait.
Not easy. 'Cause you're going up, you're using the monitors, dude. You're not using like, although there are speakers down there, I just don't know if they're hooked up. I don't know if they're hooked up, Pookie. Time is it? 8:39. I had all day to do this, but
You lost something.
I mean, what did I lose? Well, I mean, I could have had this done before I picked you up today. Why did you stay at Mom? Oh, that's right. You had a friend sleepover.
No.
You had a friend sleepover. Dun, 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 dun. Just remember which old pass. Some other folks might be a little bit smaller than I am, bigger and stronger too. Maybe, but none of them will ever love you the way I do. Me and it's you, girl. And as the years go by. Yay! No. All right.
Is all the motors heat shrink for the 5-inch. Again, heat shrink doesn't come with the kit. This is just something a little personal I like to do. If you want to do this too, use 65 millimeters for the 5-inch version. And if you want to do this for the 7-inch, use 125 millimeters long heat shrink for the back arms and 85 millimeters long heat shrink for the front arms. This is how it looks with the larger 7-inch motors and the 5-inch motors over here. We're ready to mount the motors to our frame. Use the socket head M3x8 screws that come with the kit. And you should use blue thread locker or blue Loctite to mount.
I don't have any of that. And I needed this. 16.
Mount the motors to the frame. This is highly recommended because it will keep the motor screws from backing out over time due to vibrations. You can just strip it on. I like to tap the screws in the tin because I have a whole tin. I do this quite a lot. If you have a little dropper, you need to put just a drop on the screw. You don't need any more than that. Just a drop is enough. Just put one screw at a time, typically in an X pattern when you install the motors. Don't torque any of them yet until you get the last one in. Just a drop of Loctite, get the next one in. Now that the fourth screw is in with thread locker, torque them. You don't need a lot of torque, thread locker is doing most of the work. You don't want to strip out the aluminum base of the motor, and in an X pattern torque them, and that motor is now secure. We can repeat that for the rest.
Oh boy. Oh boy. When I cross the line. Tell you what, it's a little weird using something with somebody else's name on it. You think so?
What?
Like using someone else's, like the Johnny edition. Like, no, the Jeff edition. Right? It's a little weird. You feel funny repping another man's name. You should paint it. Make it the Jeff edition. Oi, oi, oi. Wow, this thing's pretty baller, huh? Kind of like these motors better. These look cooler. What are you doing? What in the world are you doing? What in the world?
I'm trying to make it dry out so I can feel it again.
All mixed up. I don't know what to do. What?
I'm trying to make it dry out so I can feel it again.
What?
This bug bite. It has like a pile of blood.
So holding your leg up dries it out?
Well, no, because it's going towards this way. Like it's dripping this way, so I want to.
What is your logic? Oh, you peeled it.
Yeah, I peeled it, and now it's like it has a pile of blood. And now I want to feel it again.
Oh, I thought you meant lifting your leg up will make a bug bite go away.
No.
Okay, I think you're confused. Someone's fibbing again.
Just you're interesting.
You're the one. Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
No.
What? What is going on?
I had to get new blood because I accidentally just went
I have to get new blood, she said.
because I accidentally went away.
I need to get new blood. Oop. All right. Well, this is not going to be finished tonight. Don't have any thread lock. Or I just assumed
I'll be
that this will all be included in the kit, but I have plenty of it. I just don't have it here. Huh?
I missed it again.
9 Nueve.
Okay.
It's Nueve menos 15.
Bad one.
Do I know where the bag went?
You know where my bag went?
Do I know where your dad went?
Bag. Oh my God, you stupid.
I'm right here.
No, bag. You know what?
You know what? I can't with you. What bag you? Oh, your baggie. Oh.
You left it in the car.
No, we did not. You left it in the kitchen because that's what you do.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is on the floor of the kitchen. We got to get you a purse, a little fanny pack.
To do zip tie, just do it at the end, just slip it on, and for aesthetics, I like to have the head of the zip tie face in and down. Use some pliers to hold them down and straight. And then repeat on the flipped side to keep it symmetrical. Just route the zip tie through. Hold the wire down, make sure that it's in place. After your zip ties are in place, I like to keep them symmetrical like this. Again, the head of the zip tie faces down and inward. Keeps it looking nice and clean. Again, you can go ahead and snip off the tail of the zip tie. Alternatively, you could hold the wires down with 3MV.
No, I don't think there's a trash in there. I don't think there's a trash in there. No, it's downstairs. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I can know. I'm not. No, I'm not. You know what that's from? What is with the dude, girl? I thought we were buddies.
We are. I won't watch my
I thought we were besties. You told me we were besties.
You turn it up.
Huh? Well, you gotta use the keyboard. No, see on the all the way on the right,
On the light? Yeah?
there's that little volume thing.
Uh-huh.
Open that sucker up.
Yeah?
And
Says
you
it's
should,
at
yeah, that's what I was gonna get. Many
100.
apologies. Yeah, I could not be more sorry. I sincerely apologize for the inconvenience.
That's terrible.
What?
No. What?
You call me terrible?
No, the way the volume works.
You just call me terrible?
Oh, stupid.
My body.
I just did it.
Did you?
No, no,
You tuned it up? What'd you just do? Oh God, don't you dare.
no.
Don't you freaking dare. I'll send you to Jesus. Emotional damage. Emotional damage.
Polka, polka.
Jamaica. Ooh, I'm gonna take you to Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. Oop, that was a little too tight. Oh boy. LA voters. Hey, how about you stop doing that? It's just an idea. Dude, this thing is diesel. That thing is heavy. Feel that? It's literally the same thing as that. There's no difference. It's like not even close to done. Feel how diesel that thing is. Look how pretty the motors are.
So pretty. They look like mini tires.
Yeah.
Doodles World? Oh, the Doodles World.
PHB tape. I do that sometimes. And your end result should look like this. And this is what the 7-inch version looks like with the motors mounted in the same zip tie on the inside, symmetrical with the head facing down for aesthetics. Now comes preparing the stack in ESC. I find it easier to do this when it's outside of the drone. Go ahead and get your stack. You're gonna need your ESC and your flight controller. as well as from the frame kit, the 14 gauge wire, the XT60, and heat shrinks for the XT60 and 14 gauge wire. And from the stack, you're also going to need your hardware that comes with it. You can use the thicker gauge wire that comes with the stack, this here, but the 14 gauge wire is fine. The efficiency difference is negligible and it's easier to solder. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get all of the gummies out of the stack hardware kit. So go ahead and spill them out. And what you're looking for is the long sets of gummies and the shorter sets of gummies, as well as the 4 O-rings and the nylock nuts. We'll also, from our cables, be looking for this pigtail here. This is for the ESC to fly controller. It's a 10 pin on one side and 8 pin on the other side. To highlight from the stack kit, we're looking for all of the gummies. These are the longer ones, which we're going to use for the fly controller. These are the shorter ones, which we're going to use for the ESC. Some O-rings and the nylon nuts. And from the frame kit, we need the 14 gauge wire, the XT60, and the heat shrinks for the XT60. Don't forget to also get this pigtail that comes with the ESC flight controller hardware. Again, it is a 6 pin on one side and, 8 pin on one side and 10 pin on the other. We can go ahead and install the gummies into our flight controller first. This is the top of the flight controller. The flight controller is oriented normally, arrow forward here. And you want the longer side, you want the longer gummy, but the longer side of the gummy you want it facing down. So put it up here by the hole, kind of hold it at an angle and get your tweezers. And the nylock nuts. We'll also, from our cables, be looking for this pigtail here. This is for the ESC to fly controller. It's a 10 pin on one side and 8 pin on the other side. To highlight from the stack kit, we're looking for all of the gummies. These are the longer ones, which we're going to use for the fly controller. These are the shorter ones, which we're going to use for the ESC.
All right.
Some O-rings and the nylon nuts. And from the frame kit, we need the 14 gauge wire, the XT60, and the heat shrinks for the XT60. Don't forget to also get this pigtail that comes with the ESC flight controller hardware. Again, it is a 6 pin on one side and, 8 pin on one side and 10 pin on the other. We can go ahead and install the gummies into our flight controller first. This is the top of the flight controller. The flight controller is oriented normally, arrow forward here. And you want the longer side, you want the longer gummy, but the longer side of the gummy you want it facing down. So put it up here by the hole, kind of hold it at an angle and get your tweezers and just kind of press it in place until it gets in there. It should just pop in. And this is the result. Repeat that for the other sides. The final result should be your flight controller with the gummies installed.
Well, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. I mean, but yeah. Mhm. 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 Are you still watching
Yeah.
the ring? Mhm. Yay. Cool. Whoops. No, these suck. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cut your nails, for God's sake. Got it.
And this is the top of the flight controller. And again, you have the larger set of gummies, the longer ones, and the longer side of these longer kinds of gummies are facing down. And that's what it should look like. Same for the ESC. Get these shorter sets of gummies. Now, these do also have a longer and a shorter side. If you look closely, one side is slightly longer than the other. That longer side goes on top of the ESC, but the ESC is mounted upside down. Do you see here where the connector is? That's the bottom. We're flipping the ESC upside down, but this is what's going to be facing down. So this is going to be the top of the ESC. And you're going to take this and you want the larger side of the gummy on the top. So go ahead and install them. I'm going to show you in a second. Here is the ESC with the gummies installed.
Ba-dum, ba-dum. What up?
Oh my god. Jesus. Um,
7 days.
can you stop with that tick of yours?
Confuse me? Oh, how dare you?
How dare you?
I hate you.
I hate you.
I loved you until then.
Again, this is going to be facing up when we mount it. And the gummies, of the shorter gummies, the longer side of the shorter gummies is going to be on top. So it looks like this. This is the top of the ESC. Our top is how we're going to mount it. And this is the gummies, again, the longer side on the top. We're going to go solder up our XT60 now. Then we need our XT60 connector. Comes with the frame kit, the heat shrinks in the frame kit, and the 14 gauge wire that comes with the frame kit. We need to cut the wire to length. I recommend 72 millimeters. That number does have slack accounted for. Don't go much above that because it's actually going to be harder to fit it in the frame later. So cut these to 72 millimeters in length. I have a mat here on camera. There is a little ruler on it, which is very convenient.
Yeah.
Cut to 72. And
Oy.
Boy, what?
cut it. And that 72 does include this side of the wire that's already stripped. So from here, back 72 millimeters. Do that for the red wire as well. 72 millimeters. And here are your 72 millimeter cables. You can save the excess because they're actually longer. You can use these as a spare. If you accidentally mess up, you can try again. But now that we have these wires, we go ahead and strip the side that we cut so that both sides are tinned. You can use wire strippers or you can just use your flush cutter blade. Don't strip too much. Don't go over here, just take off too much. You only need just a little bit, maybe like about, I'd say 3 millimeters is good. It's arbitrary, like, I don't know, like 3 or 5. Don't cut all the way through, just kind of slightly press it to score it. You can even use an X-Acto blade to do that. I've done that before. Go ahead and that is stripped and ready for tinning. Same for the other side, just a little bit. Turn, don't slice all the way through. We're just taking off the silicone coating outside of the wire. And that's good. Now twist the wire, so hold it, pinch it, and twist it because you want to twist the strands. This makes it cleaner when you have to tin and solder the wire. You don't want these little things sticking out and getting in the way. So now that these wires are stripped, you have to tin them. So
All right, gotta get the goods. Right here, right here, right here. Boom, 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 boom. I skip it a beep bop, a doop beep doo. Huh? What was what? Oops, I just threw stuff that wasn't supposed to be thrown. Oh, power up, boy.
fire up your iron, and we're going to flow some solder into them. I'm just gonna feeding the solder into the iron, and this is flowing into the wire. It's real nice. It's fine if it droops. Now for the other side. And after you're done flipping over, get the bottom side too. Maybe it's not necessary on this one, but make sure to try to get both sides because sometimes it only tins one side. It looks good from one angle, but when you turn it around, you see it didn't flow through nicely on the other. Make sure to get the other side as well. You want to tin all 4 sides of these wires. This includes the side that's already tinned from the factory. Re-tin it anyway. It will be easier to solder later on. And that is all that it takes. Now we can go ahead and tin the XT60 connector. You just leave it facing straight up, and all we're going to do is we're just going to put up a couple drops of solder just inside, not all the way to the bottom, but just to tin on the inside. So hasn't stuck yet, but pretty much kind of just at an angle, flow until it touches, and that's enough. Go ahead and do the other side.
You ever see soldering before? You want to see it? Huh? Satisfying.
And this is all that is needed, just a little bit of solder to the top.
All right. Hmm. Wow, I don't like this iron. Jesus. Fucking sucks. Jesus.
Try to get both sides because sometimes it only tins one side. It looks good from one angle, but when you turn it around, you see it didn't flow through nicely on the other. Make sure to get the other side as well. You want to tin all 4 sides of these wires. This includes the side that's already tinned from the factory. Retin it anyway. It will be easier to solder later on. And that is all that it takes. Now we can go ahead and tin the XT60 connector. And just leave it facing straight up. And all we're going to do is we're just going to put up a couple drops of solder just inside, not all the way to the bottom, but just to tin on the inside. So hasn't stuck yet, but pretty much kind of just at an angle. Flow until it touches, and that's enough. Go ahead and do the other side. And this is all that is needed, just a little bit of solder to the top just to get it to flow. And now to solder the wires inward, make sure you get the polarity correct. On one side there's going to be a plus and minus. Remember, get the polarity right. This side with the notch of the XT60 is the negative. So we're going to do that one first for simplicity. That is your negative, the one with the notch. And again, there is a minus molded into the XT60. You can't really see it on camera, but that's where it should be.
Dude, this sucks. Ow. Show me the meaning. Where's the XT6? Ow.
I disappoint you, will they still let me over if I cross the line? Honestly, I thought I
B. So take your black wire that you just stripped and tinned on both sides. Go ahead, and the easiest way to solder this is just to put your iron on the wire and let the wire heat up the solder in the XC60. Just let it, it'll just sink through. It'll just sink through. And there we go. You don't want to contact the iron too long to the XT60 because you could melt the plastic. Maybe you might find it easier to hold it at the angle, but same deal. Take our wire and just press the iron on, and the wire should just sink in. There we go. This is the goal. Perfect, clean soldering. I don't know if it can be a little bit cleaner, but just a nice bead. And now we can get our heat shrink onto the wire. To do that, you can slip it on and then point your heat gun at it. Now that's shrunk. Now if you don't have a heat gun, you can also do this with a butane lighter. So just take it, slip it on. And with a butane lighter, you just swipe it left and right real quickly to show that you don't need a heat gun to do this. Butane lighter will work just as well. Perfect. Now that we have our XT60 prepped, again, double check your polarity one last time. Make sure the negative is on this side with the notch, black to this side with the notch, red, this one with the 290-degree angles. This is the polarity that you want. Now we are going to tin the pads on our ESC. Once again, I want to emphasize, this is the top of the ESC. This is the bottom, this is how we're going to mount it. This side facing down with the connector facing down, so we're going to solder.
That is the most beautiful battery solder I've ever done in my life. Sometimes, you know, they impress me. To the memory, down the halls of my head. Use some more soda. I'm the limits of what my mind can do. Can I do it 2 times in a row?
Skip nights, I go trip. It's reassuring you keep coming around. It's tough to find good company. Recurring days blurring. I'm still learning what this is. Just keep me company. So beautiful, the space between a painful reminder and a terrible dream. I've been here before, and I've got time. I'll give you the
Babe, check this out.
Not really, but okay.
Yeah. A little heavy. I'm not gonna show that. I'm not gonna show that off. Wait. The halls of my head. Nice.
For top of the ESC here, I'm going to tin all our pads. I'm going to just put a little bit. First, we're going to do the motors. And negative is on this side with the notch, black to this side with the notch, red, this one with the 290-degree angles. This is the polarity that you want. Now we are going to tin.
Makes sense. Just use a lighter, you idiot. I am. Relax. Oh, you do dumb things. Are you talking to yourself? Oh. Ow! I'm an idiot. That was dumb. Hey, what's your name, idiot? What's your name, moron? Cool. Nice to meet you, idiot. I'm moron. Dummy. That is beautiful. Look at that.
Beautiful.
You don't love me.
In the pads on our ESC. Once again, I want to emphasize, this is the top of the ESC, this is the bottom, this is how we're going to mount it, this side facing down with the connector facing down. So we're going to solder the top of the ESC here. I'm going to tin all our pads.
All right, all right.
Put a little bit. First, we're going to do the motors.
Wait, what did you say?
Negative is on this side with the notch,
Yep.
black to this side with the notch, red, this one with the 290-degree angles. This is the polarity that you want. Now we are going to tin the pads on our ESC. Once again, I want to emphasize, this is the top of the ESC, this is the bottom, this is how we're going to mount it, this side facing down with the connector facing down. So we're going to solder the top of the ESC here. I'm going to tin all our pads. We're gonna just put a little bit. First, we're gonna do the motors. And we're just gonna flow a little bit of solder to tin it. That's all that's needed.
So he didn't use flux. Is that all right? Hmm.
Welder, I like to get close to my work, so I wear goggles. And okay, so here we go. So first thing you're going to want to do is get your tip wet. I have my iron and my qualities using flux. This is a huge mistake. You really need to use flux. I use this number one pre-solder. Do not use a cheap tip like this. Clean it in a watt tip like this. Don't try to do the job. This is what you need to do the job. Now, I have my iron on 890 degrees Fahrenheit. I also clean it in a wire brush like this. I don't dip this in anything cold. So, just like a professional welder, I like to get close. Okay. Now, I apply the tip to the bottom of the cup. I let the flux kind of burn off, and I fill the cup up. When I'm done, the cup looks just like that. It's kind of burn off, and your tip wet. The tip should always be slightly wet. Now, I apply the tip to the bottom of the cup. I let the flux kind of burn off, and I fill.
I'm gonna use flux. I'm gonna use flux. Do you really care? Okay then, shut your face. Dead stop. Where is it? What the heck? There we go. It's gonna be a smoky mess. You wanna see? It's pretty satisfying. It, huh? It's satisfying. Have you seen solder before? Dog, it's so satisfying. The metal just like pops. Goes melt. You don't care? I'm doing it now. Speak now, forever don't speak again. I need a surface. I need a surface to Melanie. Could you do me a favor? Ooh, I can use this. Nope, there's a battery in there. That would be dumb. I do it on top of the solder. That's dumb too. Damn, is there a plate? What the frickin' frick? I need a surface. Could I please? I'm thinking. Oh, let me use my lens. Oh god. Because who cares about a lens? Who cares about a lens? It's only a lens. It is only expensive. There's something happening here. All right, I need some Jack Johnson while I do this. Actually, we can do this. I don't really like these guys, but I do like them. Whoop.
All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know.
All right, I'm doing this on the table.
Please don't make any sudden moves.
Burn the table. I don't care.
You don't know the half of the abuse. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. Welcome to the room of people who have rooms of people that they love one day docked away. Just because we check the guns at the door doesn't mean our brains will change from hand grenades. You love another psychopath sitting next to you. You love another murderer sitting next to you. You think I'd get here sitting next to you. But after all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. issues not to mention. They say they can smell your intentions. You laughing on the freak show sitting next to you. You laugh some weird people sitting next to you. You think how did I get here sitting next to you? But after all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse.
You're missing out. This is awesome. Look. This is how they start. You have these little pads right here, and you put metal on them like that. Feel how hot it is. It's really cold. Squeeze it. Super cold. Yeah. I gotcha. I gotcha. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my god. Okay.
It's hard sometimes. Pieces of peace in the sun's peace of mind. I know it's hard sometimes. Yeah, I think about the end just way too much. But it's fun to fantasize. All my enemies who wouldn't wish who I was. But it's fun to fantasize. Oh, 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 I'm falling. So I'm taking my time on my ride. Oh, 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 I'm falling. So I'm taking my time on my ride. Taking my time on my ride. I die for you, that's easy to say. We have a list of people that we would take. A bullet for them, a bullet for you, a bullet for everybody in this room. But they don't seem to see many bullets coming through.
I haven't never been this clean.
Metaphorically, I'm the man, but literally, I don't know what I do. I'd live for you, and that's hard to do. Even harder to say when you know it's not true. Even harder to write when you know that tonight there were people back home who tried talking to you, but then you ignored them still. All these questions, they're folded like who would you live for? Who would you die for? And would you ever kill? Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Oh, 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 I'm falling, so I'm
Taking my time on my life.
And I am contacting the iron to the pad and the solder between the iron and the pad. I'm touching the solder strand to both of them. That keeps it flowing. You don't want to put a drop of solder on your iron and then press it down. That won't get it to flow. Just iron onto the pad, and we're just feeding solder in to make a little bead. You don't want it to droop at the bottom. So the plus and minus, we're going to do that now. The negative is always going to take a little more time because that copper plane is going through the entire PCB, so it is a better thermal conductor. It takes a little bit more time. But as you see, it still went pretty quickly. Sort of get it to flow, and you want to put a little bit of extra solder. You kind of just want a bead there, stick up when we solder that XT60 to it in a minute. This is the goal. I'm holding it like this because it's still hot, but as you see, just a little bit of solder to tin all the motor pads, this side and that side, and for the power, tin the pads, a little bit of extra, this side, a little. This is the goal. I'm holding it like this.
Yeah. What are you doing, Jeff? I know what I'm doing. I've soldered a million times, and I'm looking at this guy like I've never done it before. I'm like, oh, is that what I was supposed to do? Nothing. Like I'm watching. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how I solder. Nothing. Like I've soldered a billion times in my life. I'm acting like I've never done it before. Because I spent so much money in the past 2 weeks. Well, like me. But I've actually never used Flex before. My first time. I like how I'm talking to myself. You don't care. You don't care. You're like, yeah, Dad, cool. Love it. Love that for you, as your kids say. Dad, I love that for you. I really do. Uh-oh. Wasn't hard enough. Jeff, you idiot. Oh, this solder is beautiful. This stuff's great. Look at all that smoke, baby. And let's beat her on. Holy crap, that's a lot of solder. Yeah. Not enough solder. Oh, ow, damn it. Well, I messed that one up. All right. Well, ow, golly. Ow. Jeez Louises, Jeff. Well, that stinks.